This has never happened before. And that, people, is why we have Target Circle 360.
Hey, dear!
Don't miss anything on your list with unlimited same-day delivery.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Dover. And I'm Victor DeMesa. And we are your accident attorney. Accident on a Tuesday? Rush hour? We're available. Accident on the moon? Wait, that's impossible, bro. You can't drive cars to the moon. But that happens to you, call at 866-954-42. That's 866-954-6673. All right, cut. Got it? Nah, let's run it back.
They're ready to go, folks. 3, 2, 1.
Big one in our nation's capital today. Dan Quinn and the Commanders, with a win and some help, could actually clinch a playoff berth. They'll be taking on the Eagles, one of the better games of the 16th Sunday of the NFL season. Obviously fascinating in Atlanta today, where Michael Penix Jr. will get the start against the Giants after Kirk Cousins was benched this week. An enormous decision. Here were both quarterbacks on the situation.
There's a standard that I have for myself and the team has for me that unfortunately I wasn't playing up to that standard consistently enough. I didn't forget how to play quarterback. Certainly turnovers were not what you want, but I didn't forget how to play.
I was actually getting a hot dog, and whenever I got the call, I wasn't hungry no more. So I'm not looking too far ahead, like, oh, this is a playoff game. But as long as we execute and do what we have to do, we'll come out with a win. And playoffs, that's something that comes with it.
Yes, Penix was at Costco when he got the call. He was the 8th overall pick in the draft, played 6 years of college at Indiana and Washington. In his 2 years at Washington, he became the first FBS quarterback to throw for 4,500 yards in consecutive seasons since Patrick Mahomes did it once upon a time at Texas Tech. So let's start with Jeff Darlington, who's live for us in Atlanta this morning. Jeff, what has been the team's reaction to the benching of Kirk Cousins?
Well, I can tell you, Greeny, that, for instance, tight end Kyle Pitts said that he was scrolling social media when he found out the news, much like the rest of us did, about ultimately this benching taking place. Now, there is some objectivity involved in this, and that's why I would say that this has not been very divisive in the locker room. To Pitts' point, yes, it is bittersweet in the sense that you're seeing a guy that everybody loves in Kirk Cousins going to the bench, but there is a sort of reset, a sort of fresh vibe with Michael Penix coming in. Raheem Morris talked about the reason being turnover, something that Kirk Cousins also understands. This is a quarterback who's leading the league in fumbles, in addition to the interceptions that he had. 9 interceptions in the last 5 games with 1 touchdown pass. So a lot of the players that I spoke to were not necessarily feeling, they don't love the idea of Kirk Cousins going to the bench, but they also can understand it based on the numbers and based on the fact that this is still a team in the playoff run. I can tell you, Kirk Cousins called Penix and said, I will be here for you. If you need me, I am here to help.
He's a class act that he always has been. Now, you mentioned the playoff hunt. Let's show you exactly where the Falcons are. They trail the Buccaneers by 1 game in the division. Their simplest path to a division title is to win their last 3 games. They play the Giants, Commanders, and Panthers, and they just need Tampa to lose 1. The Falcons also have a path to get in as a wild card, but that's a very complicated scenario. We won't get into all of that. But it's suffice it to say, they need to win out one way or another. So, Chef, talk to us. What went into this decision? Why did this happen? When?
Well, Jeff touched on the turnovers, and I think not only were there the turnovers, but I think the players at practice saw the type of quarterback that Michael Penix is, and everybody can see the talent there was undeniable. They felt like this would help upgrade the offense moving forward. This would change the passing attack. This would open up more long passes, which had gone away. Maybe it would make Michael Penix a little bit more elusive in the pocket than Kirk Cousins. Penix is a running quarterback, but Kirk Cousins looked a little immobile back there with the Achilles injury that he suffered last year. And so the Falcons, after resisting all discussion of this, of never wavering, of saying that Kirk Cousins is our guy, all of a sudden they get back after that win on Monday night. And as soon as Raheem Morris said, well, we haven't made a decision on the quarterback, you knew it was over. You knew it was over because that was the first time that he showed any sign that he was thinking of making the change. They go and make the change, and obviously that sets into motion a whole slew of events, starting with Penny Jr. starting today, and the playoff hopes riding on the ankle.
Which is, this just seems so premeditated to me, right? Like Kirk Cousins, listen, I know he was struggling. He still was 7th in the NFL in passing. Like even with the struggles that were going on. And again, offensively, he wasn't the only problem. This offensive line has played bad. They have a first-time coordinator in Zach Robinson that's still figuring it out. Their defense is bottom half in every single category. And it just seems like a little bit, we're driving the bus over Kirk here. And again, it's saying that, like, they're only a game back. And you're not going to let this guy play his way out of it. He just went through 3 of the best defenses in the NFL. He played against the Broncos, the Chargers, and the Vikings. And here you come into a window where you get to play the Raiders and you get to play the Giants and the Panthers coming up, and you don't let him do it? I don't love this. You even heard Darlington reference that the other players, there was kind of a relief, right? Oh, like, it wasn't our fault we were playing bad. It was all Kirk, obviously. Like, they made the change. I don't love this at all. I think Kirk, the contract you gave him, what he's done over his career was deserving of trying to play his way out of this. And now this is a contractual mess.
They said this is a plan. They said they had a whole plan the whole time. I can't imagine.